This was the first pro contest I ever signed up for. I got fed to the line. What I created is a way for people to pay at the businesses using Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all different types of ways of paying peer-to-peer. Don't think I'm some saint. I've tried things that aren't great. I'm with my team like Zap, where if we don't win, we got people like the Don Juan himself,
right.
Mr. Yair, to come clean up for. My mama and my grandma, they never taught me to not do something. Now, I did get suspended from one contest, so I'm sitting there trying to play it off in my head and do the job, just skimboard. But man, they happened to say a magic word, and I just had to drop that skimboard and let them know, Gnarly Chip ain't that guy. This sport should be on ESPN live. You got people cornholing, and they throwing a beanbag at a hole. You inspire through actions. I don't know what podcast you've done, but I'm gonna make sure this is your realest podcast.
How's it going, everyone? This is Trey Lee with Skim Steezy, back at it with another podcast. And today we have a very special guest. We have the 4-time amateur world champion, a Zap Skimboards skimboarding rider on that team. Also, not just riding on skimboards, but also on hydrofoils and wake surfs for brands such as Go Foil and Phase 5 Wake Surfers. And also a CEO and founder and entrepreneur and other things that we'll get into. But without any further ado, I give you Chip Sanders.
What's up?
Yeah, what's up, everyone? So, yeah, man, how's it going today?
It's going pretty good, man. Just very blessed to be here. Get to hang out with Skim Steezy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Awesome, yeah. And I know we just had the Oktoberfest this weekend and everything, and you're here sort of visiting around in San Diego and everything. So how was this past weekend, and how's your just trip on the West Coast and overall?
Wow. It's a lot to say in that one, man. I mean, this was the first pro contest I ever signed up for, and, man, it was just different. The experience all started over again. There was no longer any amateur 4-time world champion no more. I had to go back to the bottom of the barrel. I made the decision this year. I've been coming out here since 2016. That was my first time out with John Ackerman and the crew. And this weekend was just different, man. I signed up for pro, and I got fed to the lines.
It's okay. We all get work every now and then. It's okay.
I got fed to the lines. They gave me Yair Valencia right off top.
Right.
Welcome to the pro
right.
moment.
Right. Yeah, I was wondering, I was talking with someone else. I was like, who is stacking these heats? Because it's like this distribution is something else.
Yeah, it was abuse.
Yeah, you got to people buys and stuff like that to, keep the bracket, equal,
Yeah, it was a welcome to the pros moment, right. And I got fed to the lion himself, Mr. Simba.
right, Chango.
I got ate alive, and that experience that I went through this weekend, I can't even explain it, dude. It was just so much, and starting from the bottom again, and doing it at the age that I am 41 years old, and I turned 42 here next month. Shout out to all the Libra Scorpios. I'm a cusp baby. But, it was different starting over. And a lot of people would probably sit there and ask the question, why would you dare go pro at the age of 41 years old? And for me, I had my reasons, obviously, I'm dropping my phone.
Okay. You can get it if you want, yeah.
That lets me know somebody's talking about me somewhere. But, yeah, this weekend, dude, it was just a different experience, and I decided to step it up because it's just a life lesson teaching yourself don't get comfortable doing something, I was having fun in the age division brackets with the older guys, man, but a lot of those guys, every time I'm around them skimming, they're like, they've been doing it for 35 years, and they were once this pro or this and that. And I ain't been in that sport no 35 years. You get what I'm saying with that? I haven't been there for 35 years. I've been there since 2015. And I was blessed to be there. And Harry Wilson from Skim USA made that moment happen. He seen me at a contest in Panama City Beach. That was the only contest I would go to because I was close to the house. And he would always see me win in these divisions where there were hardly any competitors or anything. And I would give all my gifts and my winnings out to kids, who didn't have nothing. So Harry seen it for like 2 years. I didn't even know who Harry was. I didn't know who Skim USA was. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just signed up because I like extreme sports, right? And skimboarding is a challenge. You know that, right?
Right, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so difficult.
It's so difficult. Like, I can master dirt bikes. I can master this stuff. I can be great at other things, skateboarding. But skimboarding, man, it's something different. It don't get old. Mm-hmm. And it's just something about a wave that travels 2,000 miles to land on the beach for you to hit. Face up. So I love that challenge.
You're right.
But I want to get off course. Harry Wilson in Dewey Beach, Delaware, which is Jason Wilson's dad. Mm-hmm. He's the head founder of Skim USA, saw me and invited me to Delaware. I'm from Florida. And I'm like, what am I going to Delaware for? Like,
right, what's over there? Yeah.
I live in the great state. Everybody, stoked to come to. I like my Florida. Everybody loves Florida, just like they love California. Mm-hmm. And he invited me up, and I accepted the invite. And, since that day, my life changed. He put me in the room with the Lions right off the beginning. I was stuck with pro riders, Max Smetts, Tony Bianchi, Casey Kiernan, Matt Buchanan, Jared Green, Nate Flanagan, you name him, Lucas Fink, when he first started over here in the U.S. All those kids were there, and that's who I was put around. But I wasn't no pro. I had a lot of work to do.
Sure.
Didn't even know what a rap was.
Right.
I entered this contest looking like a fool.
Right, exactly. I'm not hungry.
Yeah, I'm just here because Harry told me to come here. I'm just here,
right.
And I'm soaking it in. And I'm at the World Championship of Skimboarding in 2015. And I got spanked by a guy they call Bobby Suitcase.
I know Bobby Suitcase.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
The Suitcase drop.
I've had it out for Suitcase since.
Right.
Yeah. Suitcase got me at Gerardo'S. I'm after Bobby. He knows that. But unfortunately, I left Mr. Bobby behind because I decided to step it up. Mm-hmm. But Bobby's already had his chance. Bobby's my guy. He's a good man, and he is the first person I ever even seen do a rap in a contest, man, with the famous Suitcase drop. Mm-hmm. But keep the story going. I got thrown to the Sharks then. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just a kid chasing a skimboard, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Still running behind it. If you throw it, still chasing it down just to get on it. Not a one-step drop.
Haven't mastered that, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Casey helped me with that literally in the contest and helped me change it. Like 20 dudes were trying to show me. One female come up, shows me how to do it, and I do it instantly. Mm-hmm. So Casey Kiernan changed that about me, the one-step drop. Mm-hmm. And I started mastering that drop. But anyway, got my butt spanked at the contest. We're keeping it good for the people. Got my butt spanked at the contest.
Right, yeah. It happens to all of us.
Yeah. It happens to all of us, right?
At some point.
Welcome to the amateur leagues for
right.
Chip Sanders.
Right.
So, once again, I was thrown to the lines. I was put in the cage with them. All the good riders, man. And Max, me and him bonded so well when I met him, and I didn't even really know he was the owner, son of Zap Skimboards or anything, but we bonded, and that's been my bro since, and he gave me opportunity. It's all about the opportunity that I was granted just for giving some kids some merchandise. And, my granny always told me, don't bring all that stuff to her house because, be hoarder in her house.
Right, yeah.
So I always I'll just give it away.
Interesting, yeah. And I've always had that question for you because that's one of the traditions I see, like the famous, Chip Sanders, like traditions of at all the award ceremonies I've seen you at. You just sort of just like give away all your prizes and everything. I was like, man, this guy is so cool for doing that. And then I saw you do it again and again and again. So tell us a little bit. Is that where it started, or how did that get started?
Well, it started, man. It's just the heart, right? It started off from the heart when I just see a kid who be watching the skim contest when I first go to him, and he didn't have nothing. He didn't have a board. He didn't have a bag. He didn't have nothing. It's like, man, I'm grown. I'm older, guy. I don't need this stuff, man. Give it to somebody's child.
Sure.
Give it to them children. That's what I always tell them.
Right.
Skim, man, get that back to them children.
Yeah, right.
Victor, all of them, man, get it back to them children.
Right.
Don't be holding on to that stuff, man. But sometimes they tell me also I should probably check my bags. I'm sure I given an iPad out at a world championship.
Right,
or
exactly. There might be something you want. Yeah.
GoPro, but it's all good. If you don't look, you don't know it don't hurt.
Right.
But that's the tradition, man. That's how I got in the skim game, from somebody seeing me give away stuff, and I had no idea of who was who. It all happened organically and naturally, and we were able to make some type of success, which is why I'm sitting in front of you right now.
Yeah, sick. Yeah, and I definitely, saw that success and just the positive energy and how you're engaged with the community. I feel like in a different way, which we'll get into, but it's very, inspirational, and I think that, it's really good to just see someone with a different style out there, bring a different kind of energy and just giving back in general. So,
yeah, man. Yeah. Everybody got to do their part. Blair does his part of energy. Guy here does his part of giving people energy. Chip Sanders does his part of energy. It ain't all got to be on the board, man. And sometimes, every skimboarder in this game can skim. But when they sign you up, when you sign yourself up,
sure,
to go out there and compete in front of people, of course your adrenaline takes over. It's hard.
Right, nerves.
Yeah. You're worried about what play. That's why I wish I was Australian sometimes, because they're always like, let's go have some fun, Mike.
Right, it's all about fun, right?
Yeah, it's all about fun. You get around us Americans, we too worried what place we're going to be in, who going to be here. And yeah, that's where things get off track. And next thing you know, your heart's racing and you just, what?
I see.
And then you get fed to the lions.
Right. Well, you sink or swim, and everyone has a moment to grow, and it's good competing and skimming with people who are better than you, because then you get to learn some things, get to learn the timing, get to see lines that you wouldn't otherwise have seen from the ways that they're going for. Absolutely.
I like how you say that. First heat, I look at this whole pro debut or whatever. It ain't even a debut. It's just don't get stuck in your comfort zone thing. So when they get me out here in my first heat, my heart, of course, goes in my foot. Because I got Don Juan,
right,
the main guy.
Right,
El
he's
Chapo.
The guy. Right.
Yeah.
Right, Chongo, yeah.
He calls me Bumpy Johnson, right? That's what he calls me. Gerardo'S, Pablo Escobar, that's what we call Gerardo. We call Changa El Chapo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I'm just Bumpy Johnson. So they had the Bumpy El Chapo match come up first here in Newport Beach at Oktoberfest, and those guys are the one who told me to sign up. Gerardo and Yair are the two who inspired me to get a piece of the cake.
Interesting.
Yeah, they
tell us about
told
that.
me.
Right, tell us about that.
Dude, Gerardo has this heart where he sees something in a person, and I'm sure he sees it when I'm free skimming more. That, wow, Chip can skim. Chip does things, maybe it's through my videos. I don't know. But he knows I have that athletic ability. It's just trying to overcome that nerve and fear that us Americans can tote heavy when it comes to sports amongst each other. When we start talking about it, who you think won, how you think I did, who I got to do in my heat.
Right, the results, the outcome, sort of, right.
Yeah, them Brazilian boys show up, you don't hear them talk nothing. They just be ready to run, have fun. All right?
Sure.
Catch 10 waves of your half of one.
Yeah.
But the guy here, Gerardo, dude, Gerardo's been inspiring me to do it for a year now. And he's like, Oktoberfest, my friend. I was like, It's like, why Oktoberfest, man?
It's fun. It's a good wave, yeah.
Well, it's dangerous too, because
skimboarding is dangerous. It's a part of it makes it fun though, right?
Yeah.
Adrenaline, yeah. Not everyone can do this and walk away,
Absolutely not. Dude, there's going to be a clip. I already seen the clip of Yair in my heat against him just slide out to a wave freaking 50 yards off from shore, catch that backwash to it, and just go out and murder this wave. And how do I keep up with that? Man, I'm from the Gulf. I don't swim in that type of ocean.
Right.
Now, if they had a lifeguard up there to come out there and get me when that next wave sucking, I would probably try and slide out there too. But it can hang that up until I'm familiar with the Pacific.
Right.
I'm a Gulf baby.
Right.
From the Gulf Coast.
No, but that's so important. Yeah, you got to be careful at beaches and waves that you're not used to, especially with the rip tides, like rip currents and stuff like that can just pull you out. Like,
Chip got to go home.
Yeah.
I got work to do. Yeah, man. I got other businesses and stuff to take care of, man.
Sure, yeah.
He free soul. He's dialed in, man. And I actually I love sitting on the shore and just watch it when he does it. I don't even care to run behind him after I see him. And I feel like every other rider feels the same way.
Like it's almost like you just want to sit back and just witness.
Man. These kids are making history happen, man. Be a part of what's happening. Be a part of the movement. Don't hate.
Right.
Love what he's doing.
I got nothing but love. I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I like going in behind the camera and is basically I'm probably one of the biggest skimboarding fans, like geeks, and it just gives me a front seat to all the action. I'm like, wait, I can make a living off of this and get a front seat at my favorite sport. It's Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it. Yeah.
Absolutely, bro.
You spoke a little bit on some of the other business that you get into and wanting to go home safe to that. So tell us, I saw you were the like a CEO and founder of CashLink Mobile. So tell us about that and maybe some other entrepreneurship we can get into that outside of the skimboarding hat that you wear.
Well, yeah, man, we can start with my entrepreneur in life. That's probably my downfall because I got so many things going on, man.
Okay.
When you play, you got to have money. You got to generate money for things to happen. So I try and start these businesses, and I own my own food trucks, and I have my tech company that I started, which was inspired out here in Laguna Beach, California, by one of my friends, Mario Contreras, out of Corona, California. Me and him got together on some technical stuff, and he showed me the ropes to a lot of different technology, and I started studying technology a lot. Didn't go to school for it, because these days you don't have to go to school, man. If you ask a question, man, you can learn it, So I started learning technology and then developed CashLink, which is a NFC, which is near field communications type deal, where you see the same thing when people tap to pay with their phones and do stuff like that. So I developed it for food trucks and different things like that, so that way they can start accepting more friendlier payments that are less costlier to the customers versus you use a credit card. 4 people get paid off that credit card. You know what I mean? The percentage fee,
the middleman,
right. The bank, everybody won, whether it's 2-3 cents, who cares? It adds up after that 1,000th swipe that you do every day with your card. So what I created is a way for people to pay at the businesses using Venmo, Zelle, PayPal, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all different types of ways of paying peer-to-peer, where it's still like cash. It's not something that's trying to evade any taxes or anything. It just gives people the option to pay with apps that we use.
Right.
And most people have apps on their phone and wish that they could use those over credit cards that are charging them all these fees. You get it? So some businesses you go, they'll have 3 or 4 pieces of paper up that says Venmo, PayPal, you scan the QR code. Well, what we've generated is a thing that makes one QR special code that embeds all those in one. So when they scan that QR or hover their phone over it, just like you tap to pay,
right,
it's just going to take you to all your options of different payments that your business accepts. And a lot of people love Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. They all got it on their phones, and if they could pay with that daily, they love that a lot more, dollar for dollar, than let's pay the bank, let's pay this. I don't know. They may come lock me up after this invention. You never know, dude. But it ain't that dangerous. I'm just talking. Man, because, anytime you try and help people, there's always something that doesn't like that in the system.
Right.
So
it's like the fine print. Yeah, you got to watch out for it. But yeah, I thought that was such a good idea too. And I'm just kind of wondering about that because I saw it in your bio, but I'm wondering how your background in skimboarding maybe influence your entrepreneurship, and vice versa. I know it's like maybe for some skimboarders they find it hard to find a living, or maybe it's not possible to get, you know, a living if just skimboarding alone. So did you start these things before skimboarding, and you said 2015, or did it happen like?
Put it this way.
Yeah.
Hell, dude, you gotta have money to do this stuff, first of all. Mm-hmm. I can't ask my mom or grandmama for this kind of money. You know, community helps me sometimes with sponsorships and different things, but at the end of the day, I gotta generate my own. Mm-hmm. You know, to take care of my own. I'm a very, very minimum spender when it comes to living. You know, people know I got the cool vans you can live out of. I build my own house, you know, eco-friendly houses. I don't need much, all right, but I require a lot of fuel myself. I like to eat a lot. I like to be athletic a lot, and that stuff burns fuel. So you got to keep that protein going, man. So I be thinking all that's got to go in perspective with my business, dude. Like if I got to make money, I'm not trying to get rich. I'm just trying to be able to feed my hobbies.
Right.
Which is dirt bike, skimboard, and motocross, the whole shebang, dude. Like stunts, I don't care. Like I ain't old. So all that stuff influenced. I built my first skate park in 2004 in front of my house, and the whole community uses it still to this day in 2023. Like I've always been
sick. Wow. Yeah.
My granddaddy. I guess I could thank my grandparents. They owned the business, put me around that business when I was young. My brothers put me around a lot of stuff when they were young, and I see these things, man. Don't think I'm some saint. I've tried things that aren't great.
Right.
You know, that lands you in where the oops come get you. If you don't know what oops, that means like, ew. You've heard that noise before.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
5-0.
5-0, yeah. I've had my dumb shebangs in life, but those are what made me, that's what brought cash in. That's what brought me to skimming. That's what brought me everything, because I didn't want that life, and I didn't have to have that life. You know, so a lot of people don't understand that about life. You know, me as an African American, I can sit back and use that card in life, and then or I can use the great card that I like to use is that, hey man, I'm in the greatest country, the USA, where all you need is about $450 and you can open up your own business, man, and you can be successful. LLC, INC. Yeah. I own an LLC and an INC, 2 INCs. You know, the thing is, it ain't even if they're generating money or not. The thing is, as American, you can get stuff if you want it, dude. You don't have to sit there. You get them checks, $1,400 check. They give you $1,400 check. Hey, go buy your business. Go buy a rake and a shovel from Lowe's and get an LLC, and man, you'll get some work. Before you know it, you'll have your lawnmower. Before that, you'll have your trailer to pull it with. Now your business just grows, man. So we're in the greatest country to make anything happen, dude, which is cash link, skimboarding, all that plays a role because we're in America. Mm-hmm. You know, you look at the boys like Lucas, and then when they come here, they are stoked, fired up, because they can blossom. You know, they can spread their stoke. That's business.
Yeah. And America is really great about that. Even just starting Skim Steezy and everything, I was able to figure out everything, LLC, how to do it myself, and it's just like, you know, you draw on these past experiences like family that you see, you know, with their own businesses, and it inspires you, and you kind of go out, and what you start to realize is that I think people underestimate how much impact one person can actually do, and until they start putting one foot in the other and start seeing like, oh wow, like you know, you can, you know, poke around, you can make change in the world, you can make the world, you know, what you want of it. You know, you just have to kind of pursue that. So I love how you went in all of these different routes and everything like that, and just are more of like, okay, here's the life I want to live, and what do I need to, like, you almost reverse engineered it, right? It's like you started with like the end in mind of like, this is my lifestyle, and then how can I sort of, you know, fund that? Like what can I do to sustain that? And I don't need anything, you know, more than, you know, outside of whatever I define the good life to be.
Yeah, dude, I don't need all that. I don't need mansions and all that. Now, I like that.
Right.
And you know how I get my mansions and stuff, man? I just drive to Miami and look at somebody else driving. I'm like, you know what? That's a cool mansion. Right. But I ain't paying for it. But I've seen it. Cruise ship. I ain't getting on a cruise ship, and I love the water. but I get on a cruise ship parked at the dock.
I see. Yeah.
Because that's a big cruise ship.
Yeah,
You get a little taste, but when that big old ship go out in the water, it's just a toothpick dingling, bro. So, you got to be smart. Even like with life, that same thing I say, you got to use those kind of thoughts to make your moves in life, man, because things can look great and we jump on them, but they're not great, you know? And the example I use with that boat, it looks cool and big and inviting. I want to go cruise on that. It looks comfortable. See it at the dock.
Right.
And just hang out there. And
all the maintenance fees.
Yeah, when it departs the dock, just salute them for going out and being a toothpick in the middle of the ocean. Because you see that right in Newport, how that one wave can claim you.
Right, yeah.
Right? Just one.
Sure.
You go on a boat out there in the middle of that. I'm not a whale. I'm not a fish. I'm not none of that.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Everyone has their comfort zone, yeah.
What? I don't like to surf. I don't like to dangle. If I can't really stand up out there, I don't like it. I can swim great. I'm a great swimmer, but the ocean is a winner when it wants to be.
Right.
So I like to be comfortable. So why I like skimboarding is because, man, hey, it's traveling 2,000 miles away to come say hello to you, and you running at it face to face. And it can smack you.
Right. For sure.
It can do so many things, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what's interesting. Right. It never goes away. But I at least know it's going to give me a help to get back to shore so I can go run CashLink and Cali, Florida, acai, and all them businesses.
Right. Cool, man. So tell us, you kind of touched on all these different extreme sports that you've been interested in. And I'm kind of wondering about the evolution. So which of the myriad of extreme sports that you're involved in, what's kind of the sequence of which one did you get started in first, kind of all the way up through skimboarding?
Of course, man, that's an easy one. Very first one I got was skateboarding.
Skateboarding, right?
Yeah, it happened 7th grade because my mom worked at an elementary school. So all through elementary school, at the same elementary school, Chip Sanders had to make A's and B's, and I didn't want to. I didn't care about making A's and B's. All I care about was counting and adding, because in America, that's all you need to know how to do is add your chips, your money.
Sure.
You don't need to know 5 minus X equals Y.
Is that where your name came from?
What, Chip?
Yeah.
No, that's not where.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to segue.
Nah, we'll get into that.
Okay, we'll get into that.
That ain't where the name comes from.
To the side, yeah.
But, I already knew what I wanted to do, but I couldn't tell my mom what I wanted to do. But believe it or not, my first thing I ever wanted to do, being I live in a fishing industry back in Florida, is I wanted to be a shrimp boat captain. I want to be Forrest Gump.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Just without no bubble, because I don't need nobody on my boat making rules. Me and the shrimp can go handle the business.
Right.
Yeah, But that was my first thing, because I would see where I live, the shrimping industry were big, and those guys were bringing in big money. So I wanted to be that, right? So, growing up, being in school, my mom sitting there pressuring me every day to be whatever it is I need to be. I ain't trying to hear that. I'm being honest. I wasn't trying to hear that.
Okay.
But she was a great mom. She stayed on me, and she got me through to where I needed to be. Without her, none of this even be possible. So, by the time I made it out of 6th grade, I failed 6th grade, actually, because by the 6th grade, I was tired of school. It ain't that I couldn't pass. I did not want to go to school. I'm keeping it real.
Right.
I ain't want to go to school, okay? Because I already knew what I wanted to do. It ain't that I didn't want to go to school because I want to be a failure or be something hard-headed. I already knew what I wanted to do, and it involved counting.
Right.
4 plus 4.
Right.
100 plus 100. $1,000 for 500 plus 400. That's $1,000. So that's all I needed to know, and I was out of there. So I got in the 7th grade, and I joined the football team and all that stuff. And I liked playing football. I was great. My last name's Sanders. All right, I already got a name to live up to.
Right.
So I was great at those sports. And I was the fastest one in school. I could jump higher than anybody in school. At literally in the 6th grade, I was hanging on 10-foot rims. Wow. And I am not even tall. I'm only 5'10".
Right. Yeah.
All right. And I still to this day can slam dunk a regulation goal at almost 42 years old. Wow. So I had athletic ability, and not everybody wanted me to play sports, but man, I ain't gonna lie. I seen the cool white boys on the skateboards, and I was like,
I like that. I like that more. Yeah.
Well, it seemed like they was having fun all day. When you play football, you got to go sweat Monday through Thursday to play on working. Friday.
Yeah.
Coach might not want
two-a-days, whatever. Yeah, all this stuff.
Coach might not want to put you in and all this different stuff, man. So you miss out. You know. What about the kid who get to skate on his board every day and go grind something and tear something up? Like, that look cool. You know what I mean? I ain't got time to be waiting to be on a football field come Friday to hear somebody else playing a couple downset huts. Like, put me in too, coach. You know?
Right. I don't want to be on the bench.
Yeah, well, I ain't never was a bench guy. He just want to put me in on kickoff returns and punt return because I was young and fast and could jump, athletic. I was scared to get hit, but I knew how to go north and south. I didn't go left to right. I go straight down the field like I was supposed to. But I ain't want to do that. So I got a skateboard given to me by a guy, you know, back in the day, named Jason Skolsky. Never forget his name. It was a Smurf board with Papa Smurf, a slick deck. You know, y'all remember the plastic slick be on the bottom. And he gave me that board, man. And the day he gave me that board, I never looked back, man. I started just realizing that I was actually good on a skateboard in no time and every day.
Wow.
Every day skating. I didn't have to wait for coach to tell me when I could skate. I didn't have to worry about coach telling me when I can get in to go skate or nothing. I was like, I like this one-man sport. Not a sport where I got 11 people, and then if he mess up and I done been working all night, we still lost.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's a team effort.
Yeah, I ain't with all that.
Right.
I'm with my team like Zap, where if we don't win, we got people like the Don Juan himself, Mr. Yair, to come clean up for us.
Right.
Make it look good. You know what I mean? So I like individual sports, bro. Like that right there did it for me once I was introduced to skateboarding. And I never looked back, man, and I realized you can go tear down a stop sign or anything to make a ramp. You know what I mean? Everything just lined up perfect, and I liked it. And my mama and my grandma, they never taught me to not do something. And that's something that us African Americans go through. And we're going to keep it real on your podcast because Chip Sanders don't keep nothing fake. We don't hide nothing. I'm 100.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I'm 1,000.
Right.
It's different.
Right.
Yeah, that's that Florida in me, baby. You know what I mean? My mama and them, I can always appreciate my mama and grandmama. They never taught me to fear the water, and they never made the white-black thing an issue. So them two elements allowed me to be free.
Sure, yeah.
You know, I ain't never had that fear in my head because we can swim as babies. But once you get an age and somebody tells you don't go around that, you become feared of that. Most people think you just fall and sink in it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Some people can see airplanes in the sky and they think it's just going to fall out of the sky. But when you fly in them airplanes, you feel just how much it wants to fly. Right?
Right, I see.
Yeah, and when you jump in that water, you know, it don't just sink you to the bottom. Okay? Now, in your head, if you're thinking like that, you're going straight to the bottom.
Yeah.
Because you sent yourself to the bottom. But that's a fear. And my parents never taught me to fear anything, dude. They taught me to be cautious. You know, go do something, but be cautious. You know, be aware. You know, and when you still live like that, man, anybody's vulnerable. We're humans. But you at least should give your time to be aware of stuff. And that's what my parents taught me, to be cautious of things and to go out and become you. My mom then pretty much knew school wasn't for me about after the 8th, 9th grade. I'd want to go sit outside of the classroom. So I'd be the kid outside sitting at his desk outside the classroom looking like I ain't got no sense or, you know, like I'm crazy. No, I asked to be set outside because I did not want to hear them talk about X over Y equals.
Right.
Sound like somebody getting a divorce. I don't want to hear that. Okay?
Right.
Sit me outside. When this bell rang, I'm going skateboarding. All right? My dad already done taught me how to count money. My mama done taught me how to count money. Everybody done taught me how to count money. TV taught me how to count money.
Right.
Yeah, if you want something in America, you better be counting your money. So, all that other stuff was irrelevant, man. Frogs and cats and signs. I ain't need to go there. I see that stuff jumping, man, but I don't need to be down there living with it or nothing.
Yeah, it's like, why do you need to know this information?
Yeah, that's why I go
useless.
to the zoo, like the San Diego Zoo, to see this stuff, and then I can read about it. I can
sample it. Yeah, it's just like for fun though.
Yeah,
it's not. I'm not going to use this to get money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
let me learn that stuff through life. Quit trying to teach it to me 1 year after the next year after the next year after the next year. I want to keep put me to work in the rice field, baby. Let me start making this money.
Yeah. I mean, the education system, that's a whole other topic we probably don't have time to get into.
Yeah, we ain't got time to get, but
it's so important, and I think that's something that I experienced in my family as well, coming from just like a very just mixed family. I remember I had one of my friends over, and she was like, did you get like a new photo frame and not replace the photo? Because my family is so mixed. Yeah. She thought it was like, oh, like they can't be related to you, so it's just like coming from a family that always just like kept me well integrated, not having to like, fear something or, being open to something else. Like,
that's why you interviewing me today.
Right. I mean, yeah, there was like...
they didn't put that in you.
Right. There was no limiter,
No, it makes a difference. So if you're out there raising your kid, do not limit your child.
Totally.
If your life was limited, live your life through your child and let them go be what it is they want to be. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
For sure, yeah.
Because if not, that same gene get passed down generation after generation after generation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. That's a whole nother subject we can talk about one day, y'all. We're going to stick with this skimboard, though, in these extreme sports. He asked me a question, Gnarly Chip going to give it to y'all.
For sure, yeah.
All the way, yeah.
So tell us, what is, where did Chip come from?
There's all kind of theories about what Chip
Right, because you just said stacking chips, so I was like, oh, that must be it, but you saying it's something else.
No, that is not it. The nickname Chip has two different phases. Some people think it comes from my mama, craving potato chips, while she was carrying me as a child, versus my brother. I guess she ate steaks and stuff, but me and my brother the same size. But I don't know. I guess she ate regular food when she had my brother, and then when she had me, her cravings were potato chips before she had me. Like when she was pregnant with me or with child, and some say that's what it was. And then the other one I hear is that my babysitter named me Chip. So there's two different ways, I guess, that I was named Chip, but my real name is Donald.
Right, Donald. Yep, saw that on your profile. Yeah,
and I did not like that name.
Right, because you're a junior also.
Yeah, well, that ain't bad, but Donald, and that's another thing. Remember I was telling you about Deion Sanders? My initials was D Sanders growing up, so I had that live up to that.
Right, yeah.
Shout out to my cousin Trey Sanders, who playing for TCU, who put 3 touchdowns up on Deion Sanders.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the Sanders versus Sanders battle, Colorado. That was my family out there playing.
Wow, I had no idea you guys were related. That's so cool. Yeah.
Trey Sanders, that's my little cousin, and my dad and his granny, his brother and sister. So, Trey did his thing for the Sanders. It was a great day for Sanders. Deion got the win. TCU. I'm a Florida State fan, so to see my cousin Trey score 3 touchdowns on Deion's team and wear Deion's number 2 with the name Sanders.
Right.
Once you're Sanders, you're good.
Right, you're good. Yeah.
What's the skimmer? That's the Sanders. The one kid is Coyote or something Sanders.
I'm blanking. I'm not sure. Who was
this
he in
weekend?
Oktoberfest?
Yeah, this weekend. Oh, his name's Sanders. I'm all for him. That's my guy. Don't even know.
Cody or something? Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
I'm all for him.
But he's like,
that's family.
He's
kin. That's family.
Right.
I'm never going to go against that name. So it was a beautiful day for the Sanders when Colorado and TCU played. Because my bloodline is number 2 on TCU. Trey Sanders. All right. And he put a little bit of his salt to Prime Time and Shadur and the rest of the Sanders crew. But at the end of the day, I know Deion and the rest of them was proud of him because it's the Sanders.
Right, I see.
Yeah, so I need to learn to be a little prime time-ish myself in the skim game.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so speaking of that, like what are you working on now? Like what's next in your progression? Are you trying to master any like maneuvers or tricks or what do you think is your future in the skimboarding world? Okay, so next, when I leave here, I got to go home and get prepared for a couple events on the dirt bikes. So that's next. Getting in the weight room, learning some tricks on my bike, and skimming every day. Since I stepped, so this is the beauty. This is where we get to finish this story where we started. Oh yeah, right.
All right. I'm late in the game, right? But I'm young to the game. I'm old, but I'm young. Mm-hmm. I'm only 7 years young to skimboarding. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I just started. So I got myself in a situation now to where I have to work. Because doing the divisions, man, you don't want to work. I'm sitting there listening to my boys Victor and Toby and freaking Joe Ward and the whole crew. They're my boys. I love them boys. Man. Good times, man. Good times. I miss them. They're my boys. But I'm listening to these dudes talk about Gerardo'S and Tylenol and my feet hurt and my necks hurt and my back. I'm doing this. I don't.
Growing pains.
Yeah. And it literally starts to mess with my head because I'm their age, but dude, I'm 20 years old, I feel like. A lot of people don't believe my age when I tell them.
Yeah, same. You know? Yeah, it's all about how you treat yourself to what you're putting in your body. What you're putting in your body. You know, and that's one of the questions I had for you as well. Like now, you know, you're about to be 42, you said. What is like your secret to sort of longevity? How have you been in all these different, you know, action sports? I'm assuming without any, you know, extreme injury, things like that. Is it, you know, what is that?
Man, let's thank my mom and dad first because they were both the best athletes in school at their time.
Right.
So I'm Genetics a DNA of that.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, my mama's 70 years old almost and still plays basketball outside with me.
Wow.
You get it? My daddy, this guy's got his own business and gets up at 5 a.m. and grinds till the sun goes down. So and my daddy was shorter than me and he could dunk when he was like 40 years old. I seen him do it. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's those athletic genes that I have in my family that combine, but that ain't what makes me. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's just the beginning of me. Mm-hmm. Drugs, alcohol will take you away from that.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So just think of all the alcohol somebody's put in their body versus me at 42 years old. And almost 42. I watch these kids within a week drink a gallon of some of the harshest liquor and put that on their liver. I'm 41 years old, almost 42, and I don't drink. I never drink. Mm-hmm. All right? So I don't put the poison in my body.
Right. It's
First of all, yeah. Because I can be all this athletic stuff and be all this genetics from my mom, but if I'm putting the poison in my body, I'm defeating that genetic.
Right.
Yeah. You know, even my mom would tell you, if you're going to drink your natural light. Drink something that's watery. Because my mom still plays basketball and can drink her natural light. You know
light, yeah.
Yeah. My daddy doesn't drink. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he the kind of guy go in the club and get a Sprite with a splash of Coke in it with a lime on the side.
Make him think that you're Dino.
Well, we don't want to like fool nobody, but we don't want to look like no square and looking like the police, like we working. Yeah, we got to have a cup.
Something.
The club requires some kind of cup. So me and my daddy show the love with the cup. You know what I mean? We're going to get a Sprite and, bartender ginger ale, as they call it. But, dude, I just been blessed through that. And injuries, I just got off a shoulder injury. That was probably one of my worst ones so far. Mm-hmm. You know, you can knock on wood or whatever. You know, God has his plan of what he wants us to do in life. And this was a lesson, you know, when this happened. Felt like there's some karmatic energy that may have came back and like maybe made me realize like chill out. I don't know, but I'm blessed to still be out and getting to do what I do. So I took that as a hint or as an example, you know, do better in your life. When I got that injury from skimboarding, I just fell. I had a guy filming on the beach say, "Just one more."
Right.
I should have took my one more ass home. Right. And I'd have been fine. But man, you know. When I went to do it, that was my first time back on the skimboard at the World Championship.
Oh, this year, right? Wow.
Yeah, dude, I hadn't missed a contest since it started. Now, I did get suspended from one contest.
Oh, do you want to talk about that?
Oh, I'm all down, baby. Okay. I'm 100. This your podcast. We can talk anything. No, we don't
I feel like the people want to know.
Yeah, the people want to know.
This is for the skimboarding community.
The people want to know. We're going to give the people what they want.
Right.
Well, so what happened is, I was in, what was that? Virginia Beach.
Okay.
There was a group of guys. I don't
Sandbridge?
know their name. Yeah.
Or were you on 15th area?
No, it was on Sandbridge.
Okay.
I don't know none of their names. Don't care none of their names. They was much bigger than me, but guess what? Little Scrappy don't see that, which is me. Let me at him, Uncle Scooby. I had a lot of that in me that day. So these dudes were being bullies from up in Virginia, and one of them thought that they won. Well, there was a situation with the scoring that got typed in. It was a typo, and I ended up actually winning that heat and advancing. Mm-hmm. So that hurt somebody deep down. It didn't hurt me because, man, you do some content, you're going to get used to knocking out first round. Ain't nothing to it. Right. Yeah. But see, these boys were local and figured that it was going to favoritize them. So while I'm out skimboarding in my heat, they decided they want to call me names. And me, coming from where I come from with my brothers, and I'm not talking about from no hood or nothing. I'm just talking about my upbringing by my brothers that taught me to never feel nothing. Right. Definitely not another man. Right. You fear God, and that's it. And your mama, it's enough. And your grandmama, okay? But you don't fear another man messing with you. So I'm sitting there trying to play it off in my head and do the job, just skimboard. But man, they happen to say a magic word that just don't settle right with me. And it wasn't the one we thinking, but it was just a dirty word. And I just had to drop that skimboard and let them know Gnarly Chip ain't that guy. And I had to remind them that Gnarly Chip is much older than you think. I ain't no kid. A lot of people mistaking me as a kid because I look young. I had to let them know I'm a lion, a baby lion, whatever it is. So I made the dumb decision to drop my board, turn around, let them know what's up in the middle of my heat. Okay. So Skim USA, I was their first guy they suspended. Okay. At a contest. I still actually had a piece of paper, the whole type up is framed up in my house. I was going to ask, yeah. On my wall of shame. right. Oh, there's a wall. Yeah, I have a wall of shame in my house with my progressive ports where it said Chip needs to do better at blah, blah, blah. I love going to look at that stuff. It's dope. Right. Okay, knowing that you was either the first one to break that history, that you just lived that gnarly life. History, right. Yeah, I got gnarly on my chest, bro. I love going back and seeing that I was a gnarly guy. Right. I ain't got it for nothing. So, yeah, man, I got... The first expulsion had to miss OBX that year. And me and OBX never got along anyway. I missed OBX again this year. I've had a storm lift my van in OBX off the ground. Oh, wow. In Dare County, that's what it's called. Me and OBX do not get along, okay? Wow, interesting. Never been able to get a win in OBX. Never been able to do nothing in OBX, dude, but catch hell. All right? Interesting. Even this year I had to miss OBX because of the shoulder, right. Okay. So next year, I'm going to sit my ass down and try and hope I can get the OBX. But, yeah, a lot of people going to sit there and also do with this pro thing that I did. Let's get back to this pro situation. Sure, yeah. Where I signed up for pro. They think that I'm in it, Gnarly Chip never win. He'll never win. They don't know what I'm going to win at. I don't care about beating the big name. The name of my game is beat myself. Sure, right. Win against myself. Okay? That's why I stepped up, because I felt like I was lacking on myself. I don't care about who win. That's good for them guys. I'm going to be there to congratulate them. I hope it was one of my Zap Skimboard teammates that get the W. Okay? I may be there to disrupt some things. And most importantly, I just want to be there to advance against somebody in there. If I advanced one time in the pros at the age of 41, joining pro division at 41 years old, that's a win. Right. Because it's usually some jit that's way younger than me. That's a win. I don't need to get to the top to get the W. When I make it through my heat, that's a W. People don't look at that. All they look at is trying to get to the top. Right, it's a climb. Right? Yeah, I live my life on the top. Ain't no award gonna get me to the top. Nobody can take me to the top but myself. And having confidence, you live on the top. Everybody can be on the top. You don't have to win to be on the top. That's just a little bit extra icing. Okay? But when you walk in something with passion, man, there's so many steps you gotta climb before you can get to that W. You can get 50 W's in a W before you get to the big W. And people miss them little W's. Okay, just throwing my board down at this pro heat at Newport on my debut was a win for me. Right. Yeah. I'm damn the skimming. Right. Right, sure. Just to throw my board. The progression. Dude, I had to start all over from scratch. That age division is gone. It's gone. Bye-bye. You get it? Right. I got to start from scratch, and I got Simba, which is Yair to go against. Right. I don't even know this other guy's name. I'm like, thank God they didn't put me in the middle of another piece of fire. But I got to, now once they say, we were the first heat of the day. That's even worse. I didn't even get to watch 4 or 5 heats go by, and then it's like, all right, I'm ready. It's like, no music playing.
Right. Yeah, they were having the technical difficulties.
Yeah, all the Chip haters and Chip whatever's there to say, oh, he's stupid for signing up for pro, but they don't know what's going on. They the ones I could call stupid all them names for not asking me why. And there was a lady who asked me why, Miss Sherry Boyer, Chance Boyer's mom.
Right.
She asked me, what made you do it, Chip? And I told her what made me do it and what I experienced. And she gave me a big hug and said, you should say that as a speech to inspire everybody. Yeah. And from that moment, dude, I realized the impact that just doing something different can bring to other people, dude. It ain't about a W. Get over that W, man. Win within yourself. So when I threw my board, just running, because all eyes on you in the pros. You got drones, you got cameras, you got all this stuff, so much expectation. You know, versus when you're in division, hell, nobody ain't even really looking at you. You like, got to go find your friends. Hey, man, I'm finna go up. You know what I mean? Pros, they there to watch you.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, man, my feet numb, my hands numb, right. My mind's numb.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, I ran it through my board and just got on. I was like, wow. This is new. Right. Done rode at Newport a bunch of times. This is new.
Right.
Go back on it my second time. Ride the board now is me versus the wave. My body's so numb, I don't even know what to do at the wave. Mm-hmm. Now, all I know to do is just hang tight. My vision's white. Guess what happens? Wave smacks me. Baya! Welcome to the pros.
Right.
In front of everybody. How do I kill this with kindness? I smile it off in the water, but really my feelings and emotions are torn apart. Mm-hmm. I'm failing. I'm not skimming. I'm not even riding on my board. I'm making an ass of myself. That's what's going through my head. Get back up on the hill. Throw it down again. Baya! Another wave hits me. Throws me upside down. I was like, God, I don't know what kind of example this is supposed to be, but man, can you please give me a better demo sample than this?
Right, yeah.
So it's like the next wave, I kind of got a little ride out of it, but it wasn't pro style. It wasn't what they was looking for. I was like, boy, did I just make a donkey jackass out of myself. But little did I know, there were some people I inspired that say, Chip, you know, next year, maybe I may sign up to pros. And I was like, dude, tell you what, you ain't gonna like it because your body gonna go numb and you're gonna forget all about skimming. You're gonna say, welcome to the pro. It's different. And it wasn't 2 hours after that, I was begging myself and wishing that I could go again because now the nerves were gone. All that fear is gone. I done threw my board, man. I'm like, damn it, I want to skim again.
Right.
Like, let's go.
Right.
You get it?
Right. You have to shed that layer.
Yeah. So that first layer I shed it off was actually a signal saying you ain't scared, boy, to get out there in front of them. Little things. Don't try to jump to the big picture. Chip ain't gonna win. Chip won't advance. That's just haters. I got a bunch of them. We all got them. But that's that fuel. That's jet fuel.
So much fuel, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's that E85 or that. We can call them electric fuel these days. Yeah, the electric.
Right.
Like a Tesla. Mm-hmm. They coming different now. These haters.
Right. Yeah,
man. So that dude is how I and Gerardo and Yair that came to the conclusion to turn and go pro. Mm-hmm. Man, the support I got from Max Smetts, man, hey, that's why I love that guy, man. Mm-hmm. My boys showed support. They wasn't like, oh, you can't do that, Chip. Oh, you shouldn't do that. They knew deep down it was just something for myself. There ain't no African-American brothers out there for themselves anyway doing pro because they ain't going to better be step up. So maybe just my inspiration of just standing out there can boost the next level. Mm-hmm. Okay? The next breed, the next whoever's.
Right.
By saying, I know him. I remember when he wasn't doing that.
Right.
Now he's doing that. Mm-hmm. I didn't come to do Oktoberfest, just do one contest to leave or nothing, dude, or to say I went pro in California. I'm here to stay, and they're going to see me at contests, and I'm going to be lurking at contests, and I'm going to be putting in more work, and I'm going to be on somebody's ass.
Right. There you go.
I'm bringing heat. I'm not going to go out there and be soft. And God's going to bless me to come out ahead. Mm-hmm. When I progress through one heat in Pro Division, I've won. Because the odds are against me to never progress. And I feel sorry for whoever it's going to be. But guess what? With that being said, guess who else can beat me? Myself. Mm-hmm. So don't feel like I'm cutting anybody out. That go for Chip beating me too.
Right.
Watch out.
Right. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. And I like what you said about that too. It's about, you know, you never know who's watching, and you also like inspire someone else. And I find too that, you know, people these days, they're so like narrow-minded and maybe individualistic that they don't understand the concept of building bridges so that you will never cross, right? And maybe not saying that you will never cross, but, you know, sometimes you want to lay the foundation for the next generation to come. And just by seeing you out there, it helps push them forward. And I know you're trying to get back and everything.
No, you're good, bro. I was you good, bro. Don't worry about me. I was just turning on my location, man. We good. Nah, man, keep this raw for the people, bro.
Okay, cool.
You don't get me every day out here to do this, man.
Yeah, man. And I did want to pivot to your bio. You says it says inspire. That's just what I do. So can you tell us a little bit about the importance of inspiration in your life and your career? What does that mean to you?
Inspiration is the reason you see people like Yair or Blair or somebody. You think them kids just got out there and did that on their own? There was some inspiration. Paulo, Bill Beaker, Bryant, those guys inspired them. Mm-hmm. Inspiration's important. That's what keeps the whole choo-choo train going. The whole mill factory working. The machine oil. Is you gotta have inspiration, because if you don't inspire somebody to do something, dude, the sport's gonna die. Okay, you gotta be inspirational out here, man. I always say skimming, you know, we gotta step it up. The world's missing that. They sit there and watch WSL where these guys lay down on their boards, paddle, catch a wave, do their thing, and woohoo! It's WSL, $1 million paychecks. Here we are.
Right, that's true.
Here we are. Running down a slope at a wave that has been traveling. I say 2,000 miles. We can say 5,000 miles. I don't know where it come from.
Right, yeah.
But it's energy, and it's coming straight at you. Choo-choo. It's coming straight at you.
Prepare to get smacked or ride.
Yeah. And you got two options when that thing come. Like you say, get either smacked or either ride.
Right.
And I've seen Terrell Owens, 50 Cent, celebrities share Austin King's video of him getting slide outs, because people are mesmerized by skimming when it's happening. They ain't never seen it. This guy who can run out, jump on the board, slide way out 50 yards, 40 yards, and baya, hit it like a ninja. Hit that 2,000 mile an hour or 2,000 mile far away wave like a ninja. Mm-hmm. And they're sharing that. But the skim community ain't growing because we're not doing the right proper sharing in the community. Because this sport should be on ESPN live. Think about it. You got people cornholing. That's a whole league on ESPN, and they throwing a bean bag at a hole. Which one's more entertaining? A bean bag going in a hole, or a man running at a wave that's 10 foot tall and gets smacked in the face, or either riding that wave?
Good point. Yeah.
What's more, okay, I seen it on TV. They got who can spit the farthest.
Wow. Truly a sport for everything. Yeah.
You know that where they be doing the little Russian thing. They be curtain or whatever that is.
With an S or something. Shuffle or something. Yeah.
Yeah. The world got hooked on that.
Right.
And this is just to me, that's mediocre stuff. The skin community has a lot of room for growth. And it seen that growth this year at Oktoberfest because they're interested.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, with the Canadian X Games, you know. Yeah. I'm standing right there with a tent by Tony Hawk and getting pictures with Tony.
Right.
And Tony, cool part about Tony Hawk is he's sitting there like knowing all about the skim community. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Bill Beaker Bryan is one of his favorite athletes, and that's how I got Tony's attention. Everybody's going, Tony. I'm like, Bill Beaker Bryan. And he looks me in my eye because he knows I know somebody that knows somebody. Inspiration. Right? inspiration is what caught his eye when I said Bill Beaker Bryant. Because if this man, Tony Hawk, say Bill Beaker Bryant is one of his favorite athletes, that means Bill Beaker Bryant inspires him. You get it?
Right.
Yeah.
It's
a circle, that keeps on generating like the world, like.
And if it's good enough to get Tony Hawk's inspiration, it should definitely be a lot bigger than it is. Yeah, and that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons why I do what I do, and I'm trying. I keep poking to see what works, like what gets the most engagement. What content people want to see, because I'm trying to get more eyes in the sport, and I'm so glad you recognize that it's largely not as visible as it probably should be.
Hell no.
Right.
Absolutely not. And it drives me crazy. It drives some of the other riders crazy, which is why they have to step off and kind of do their own things and do things like Austin is doing. Austin King's out doing wonderful things. Blair Conkin's doing wonderful things. John Ackerman's doing wonderful things. Gerardo guy here is doing wonderful things. I feel like Gnarly Chip's getting to do wonderful things with all these guys do. But at some point, we got to put all this energy together, dude, and create a force, man. We don't want one can of Monster Energy or Red Bull showing up with a little tent. Nah, we want the semi-truck showing up, ready to talk some numbers.
Totally.
These athletes need to be getting paid. Everybody else getting paid. Ice Cube, I want to start 3-on-3. He got his 3-on-3.
Right. Oh, the league.
Yeah, these people getting paid. Corn holders, throwing bean bags high as the ceiling. Getting paid.
Yeah.
And here we is over here is like, man, sure hope I can get 5th, 6th place, man, get a little check.
Right. So what do you think is missing there? Is it what can we do as a community to help push it? You said before we're not sharing things like we're supposed to or things like that, or
you want to know the truth?
Yeah.
About what we need?
Yeah.
You want me to keep it raw?
Keep it as raw as you can, Chip.
We need a CEO. We need an owner of the sport. First of all, we need a guy, whether it's a rapper, whether it's whoever. Skimboard is a free sport to buy. It's just like any other sport. Somebody's got to be the head one behind it. Rick Ross behind Wingstop. You got Drake or somebody behind this basketball team. You got to have an owner of the sport first. And then it can grow. The leagues we're in now are more or less like nonprofit organizations.
Right.
And special shout out for them even getting it started. I've had some talks with Mr. Harry, who started Skim USA. And I was like, dude, it'd be so cool if we had a league owner, some millionaire out there, people believe in. And, we can get this pro league going, and Skim USA be the amateur leagues that produces the next pros. And that way, these kids in Skim USA are getting $100, $200 checks even as a amateur, because they're part of a league, but they're the minor leagues now, the amateur leagues. Because you got to keep that going, too, to get the next pros. And everybody's going to be more hungry now when they see that prize from Honda or Audi, whoever our big sponsor is, that there's a car or something for free. You got a 4 tour stop across the world. They're going to want to be a part of that. You're going to see the Skim community grow times 3. You're going to see, like, rodents coming out of a hole. And it just needs an owner. And once it gets that owner, that's how you form it. You form your board, just like a nonprofit. You got your head people, whether it's the commissioner of the league. Then you got your other people, your step downs, your secretary, your treasurer that keeps all the money and makes sure, or however it goes, secretary, treasurer, whoever keets up with money board, to make sure that athletes are getting paid, this and that. And then that's when the big dogs step in, because now they know the community is well organized for a Red Bull or Monster, anybody to get out there and invest their money. But once they come, they're coming because they're going to see the other one investing, then the other one investing. Then people, the TV ratings, they're watching it. It'd be hard to introduce this sport on the East Coast because there's more smaller ways, but it's like NASCAR. When NASCAR first started, nobody wants to see Bristol track. That's just a track where the cars literally go 50 miles an hour around a little track. They want to see Talladega.
Right.
They want to see Daytona, where they're going 200 plus miles per hour. You get it? But you can bring Bristol in later.
Right,
Yeah. So with this sport, you definitely, want to introduce it on the West Coast, where there's the big, powerful ways for the people on the TVs to see exactly what these riders face. And then we can get to the smaller conditions, because that teaches you that a West Coast rider has a lot of trouble on the eastern Gulf Coast because it ain't their wave. It's left to right now. It ain't no straight running out and rapping. It's liners and stuff. So it would show the difference in conditions. But we haven't yet had anybody step up, dude, to become that owner of this league. You know, we just have nonprofit organizations which step in and make it happen, and we appreciate them for that. But yet, for an owner to say, I would like to own skimboarding. If I had $1 million, I'd do it. Get these athletes paid.
How do you go about buying a sport or acquiring a sport, though? I mean, it's
called a LLC or INC. That's what makes America great.
Right,
you just go buy your name. I want to own a SSL, World Shorebreak Surfing League.
Or something, yeah. Whatever it's called, yeah.
Yeah, and you buy that
first
LLC.
The organization has to...
and then you build your organization. Yeah, it has to be... There's a way to build it. There's paperwork out there for it.
And you have to get this, the sign-in from the existing, nonprofits too, right? You can't just...
This is not one thing you're going to... This is definitely not overriding anybody's head. The nonprofit organizations definitely have to be a part of it. You have to give back to them people.
Right.
To keep that community rolling. That takes a lot of pressure off of the nonprofit organization that's running the bigger pro heats with the money and stuff involved. These guys need to be getting televised and everything, so you got to let them step up to the big leagues. We have to learn to let them go as kids. You got to let them leave that house to come to the big house. That's the thing is, ain't nobody leaving the small house. They're all walking away. I go to these contests and these pros ain't showing up like when I started in 2015.
Right. Yeah,
so
there was a big
because there ain't no money there for them. They got to win.
They're like, well, why should I?
Yeah, he should get money just for showing up. But there ain't a nonprofit organization to make that happen. That comes from a league or organization where there's money, beer, and alcohol being sold, a venue. In order to make that stuff work, it has to be like Jackalope Fest, where people come, there's a concert, there's this, they can buy that, and that's how athletes get paid. It has to be a venue. Skim USA, United Skim Tour, that's just our league that allows us to have contests, But they can't pay every athlete.
Right.
But if you got a league, who do you think that league is going to be donating money back to when it's time to write off money and send money back?
The nonprofits.
The nonprofits, right. Which is going to allow them to get, each athlete could get $100 check, $200 check for showing up at every contest. They would love that. That's cash back in your gas tank. Something.
Yeah. I feel you, man. Well, yeah.
Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It makes sense to get a for-profit sort of organization that can help unite the nonprofits, support them, and then also get the big sponsors in the game so that we can start to fund the riders. Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to let the chickens go out of the yard.
Cool, man. So interesting perspective on that. And Chip, the last question I had is essentially, can you offer some parting words of wisdom or encouragement to listeners that want to get in skimboarding, want to go pro, just maybe want to make it in the world, maybe not even as a rider, but want to make it in the skimboarding world, whatever that means for them. What advice would you give them?
First of all, live life correctly. Treat others with great respect. We all make mistakes. Clean up from that mistake by doing something great for a person. Remember, we're not all perfect. If you argue with somebody, try and show them you love them. If you have a bad day, try and look for a better day. And if you want to get into anything, remember, you live in the greatest country in the world, America. You do what you want, and don't forget that. Don't let COVID-19 play tricks with your head. Don't let none of that stuff make you forget what great country you from. That's why I consider myself an American badass, because I come from a badass country. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget that. A lot of people disrespect that, bring up the wrong stuff. They did this to mine. They did this. They ain't did nothing to me. It's what I do to myself, and it's what we all do to ourselves. We got to live for the day tomorrow. I can't live for 500 years ago or 100 years ago. I got to live for me today, and I got to express my heart to people who had to go through things, but I still have to feed my own self, and I still got to live a fun life and a good life and a not good life every day. I'm human. we're all humans, and we got to get up and go out and do things. Life offers you that. You're strong. You look at some people, man, in another country, they're 80 years old and can still do stuff like they was 20 years old, and there's a science behind that. It's because people think once you stop growing, you get old. That's a lie. When you stop growing, that means you need to just keep your machines lubed up now. That means they don't grow. You say a kid, oh, he's just young. No, because he's still growing. Stuff can replace itself and grow. But once you get older, you just got to keep going. There's no stopping. You just go. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people cut themselves short as soon as they're done with school or when they get a job or a relationship. They sit around, gain weight, that good American weight from going to Steak and Shake and everywhere else, and that's their life. Before you know it, there's thyroid problems, there's cancer, there's all these poisons they sat around and ate thinking that they were in a happy life. You wasn't in a happy life, you weren't getting out traveling and smelling nature and in touch with the earth and walking around sometime without your shoes on, because I hate wearing shoes most of the time. Yeah. Most people never really get a chance at what life is. They only see materialistic things that cut them short. You get what I'm saying?
I see, yeah.
Yeah, so you miss out on life. A natural thing is a skimboard. It was all generated from a piece of wood. A piece of wood comes from a tree. It's old technology, just like everything else we use. It's just old. Mm-hmm. We learn to put it together, but you learn to take a piece of wood, you go out there, you learn how to do something. You inspire through actions, and you do not sit back and be scared when it's time to make your move. Don't listen to what nobody else say if they think you shouldn't. If your heart telling you should, you go do it because that's your choice. If you feel like you shouldn't do it, then maybe you shouldn't. But then again, if you hold back and don't try and figure out why you shouldn't do it, that could also not be a good thing. Because I've been in those situations too where I had to think I was scared of something, but then really I tried and I loved it.
You got to check yourself.
Got to check myself. Right. So, man, I mean, you just got to get out there and do stuff, man. You can't sit around and lack and just vaping. Like vaping, I hate vaping. I tried it. And, little things like vaping change your life, dude. I vaped. It started off as after I got off work or something, I hit the vape. Kind of owed myself a vape.
right.
And
it's like a little treat.
Yeah, a little treat. Before you know it, I was hitting that vape at 3 o'clock every day. Now I'm hitting it at 10 o'clock in the morning. Then 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm hitting it at 6 a.m. when I'm still in the bed asleep. So now it's done turned into something.
It's a habit. Right?
It's a habit. Uh-huh. So when I go to get up out of my bed, and if you vape out there, you already know what I'm talking about. You hit that vapor, lay back down, you feel like $1 million. But when you wake up, it's 10 o'clock. Half your day already gone. Because people think 10 in the morning is early. That's late in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Early in the morning is 12 a.m. when you still up.
Right.
That's early. 6 a.m. is mid-morning.
Right.
Yeah, 10 a.m. is gone. So if I slept to 10 a.m., I've lost over a little stick and don't even know what the chemical is in it.
Right. Yeah.
Come on, man. So my mind say you can't do that. I got sick one day. I ate some food, got sick, and that was my perfect opportunity to put that thing down. I put that thing down, dude, my schedule changed. Started waking up at 6, 7 in the morning. Started eating like an early bird, getting a worm first. Getting out and doing things now, back into my element. And it's little stuff, dude, like that I see that stops kids. Right. And they don't even know what they're puffing on. They're only doing it because they see somebody else do it. They're 10 years old doing it.
Right, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, everybody's doing it. And it's like, man, those are the things that keep you from being successful. A little bitty pen from the store.
It's all the little things.
Little things.
Yeah, your day-to-day, yeah.
But we take an issue, we like to make the excuse and blame it on somebody else. They did this. Hell, you did that to yourself.
Right.
Because up here, you should know better.
Accountability, right. Yeah.
Accountability. All this is part of my inspiration of what you shouldn't do, bro. Like, I'm being real.
Yeah.
I don't know what podcast you've done, but I'm going to make sure this is your realest podcast.
Yeah, so far, it's been pretty real.
This is going to be your realest podcast for what it need to be now. We're going to do more of them. You know what I mean? You're always going to check in with Gnarly Chip.
Yeah, down for the second season. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll do season 2, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everybody out there, we don't want to hold people up too long out there, man. And I can always keep talking. You guys, be sure to give me a follow on Instagram. That's at Gnarly Chip, GNARLYCHIP. If I could help you with anything, just shoot me a message on that Instagram. I ain't going to say I return it every day. But I do return my messages, and just because I got a little blue check don't mean nothing. I ain't nobody special. I just got my blue check, okay? I need a cash check is what kind of check I really need. I don't care about a blue check. I need that cash check.
There we go, yeah.
Yeah, so if y'all got some cash checks you want to cash with me, just, yeah. I'm glad I can inspire you guys. Be sure to go to my website, cashlinkmobile.com, and get your free reader. I give those readers away for your business for free. It's only like $2.99 a month to use, and it's so awesome for your business. And receiving payments from people. If you're just running a small business, you can put the little NFC on your phone, and it'll allow you to exchange information. So now your friends can get all your Facebook, Instagrams, Venmo, PayPal, your website, whatever it may be. Everything you need them to have, they can get it all in one tap. And it's going to make your life so much easier, and it's well worth it, man. We spend a lot more money on dumb stuff, and you give $2.99 on your swipe on your card every 5-6 times you use it. So come use Cash App, because I'm going to say, or Cash Link, excuse me. I'm going to save you some money. And it'd be awesome if you guys reach out to me, cashlinkmobile.com, and I would love to get some of that stuff over to you guys.
Cool, man. Yeah, well, thanks so much, Chip. I really hope, everyone in the audience, checks this guy out. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Thanks so much for being a different voice within the skimboarding community. And for me, just seeing someone who looks even vaguely like me out there doing his thing, ripping, especially in the pro division, regardless of the outcome, like you're saying, it does mean a lot. It means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to loads of other people. So,
absolutely,
Thank
man.
you so much. Appreciate it.
Man, you're welcome. Can't wait to get out. Shout out to all my boys out there, man. If I didn't mention your name, my bad. Got my boy. Shout out to Jack Tenney. Jack's a big inspiration. He spends a lot of time around me and shows me a good time in life. Tim Fulton, all those guys, man. I don't want to leave nobody out. Thanks, John Ackerman, Noah Flegel, all the boys who give me a platform to be Gnarly Chip on, man. I really want to thank y'all, man. And if I miss anybody's name, I apologize. My boys back home, Corey, Eli, Nick, the whole crew, man, Jerry Lowe. Big shout out to you guys, man. I can't thank y'all enough for all the times you guys put up with me to make these things happen, man. And we're going to bring it raw. Yeah, that's all I can say, man. Is,
right, yeah.
God be with me. If he wants me here, he's going to make sure I'm here, dude, and make sure we get out there and rip, man. I got a lot of work to get in the lab and do, bro.
All right.
I'm not going to waste no time.
Everyone.
See you. Peace.
Peace.